I need you to listen to me. I need you to really listen because what I am about to tell you, it is going to change how you think about everything. My name is Imam Hassan al-Rashid. For 43 years, I have been an imam. For 43 years, I have stood in front of my community and I have taught them the Quran. I have guided them through their prayers. I have helped them with their sorrows. I have counseled them through their problems. I have married young couples. I have buried the dead. I have held the hands of sick people in the hospital. People trusted me with the deepest parts of their lives. They came to me when they needed answers. They believed that I understood God and that I could help them understand God too. But something happened to me 3 days ago. Something that has completely destroyed everything I thought I knew. Something that has turned my world upside down. And I am telling you this because I cannot keep quiet anymore. I cannot stay silent. If I stay silent, people will suffer. Real people, people with families, people with children, the ones I love, the ones you love. Everyone on this planet. My hands are shaking right now as I speak to you. I am not normally a nervous man. I have stood in front of thousands of people in the mosque and spoken with confidence. I have given speeches. I have taught classes. I have been the voice of authority in my community. But right now my hands are shaking so badly that I can barely hold them still. My voice is not steady. My heart is racing because what I experienced, it was the most real thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. And I have lived 43 years. 43 years of experiences, but nothing has ever been as real as what happened to me on March 3rd. It started on the morning of March 3rd. I woke up very early, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. I could not sleep anymore. My mind was too full of thoughts that would not leave me alone. My heart was too heavy. I have been carrying something with me for months now. A feeling, a pressure in my chest that would not go away no matter what I did. Every time I prayed, I felt it. Every time I looked at the news and I saw what is happening in the world, I felt it getting worse. Something is wrong with the world. Not just politically wrong or socially wrong. Something deeper than that. Something spiritual. Something fundamental. The earth itself is suffering. I could feel it in my bones. I could feel it every time I stood on the ground and prayed. That morning, I was lying in my bed, and I was thinking about a man named Muhammad. He came to me about 2 years ago. He was very upset when he came to see me. He was crying when he spoke to me. His voice was shaking. His whole body was trembling. He told me that God was showing him things. He said he was having visions. He said he was having dreams that felt more real than waking life. He said that God was warning him about something terrible that was coming to the earth, something that would shake everything. He said it involved darkness. He said that God wanted him to warn people so they could prepare themselves. Do you know what I did? I dismissed him. I turned him away like he was nothing. I told him that God does not speak to people in such dramatic ways anymore. I told him that such things happened in the time of the prophets, but not anymore. I told him that what he was experiencing was probably just anxiety from watching too much news on television and the internet. I told him that if he continued talking about such things, he would worry people and cause panic in the community. I was very firm with him. I was cold. I made him feel like he was foolish for believing what he had experienced. He came back to me 2 more times. 2 more times he tried to tell me what God was showing him, and 2 more times I turned him away. I refused to listen. I refused to open my ears to what he was trying to tell me. The last time he came to me, I was very harsh with him. I told him to stop spreading fear and superstition. I told him that a true believer has faith and does not panic about the future. I told him that he should see a doctor because clearly something was wrong with his mind. Clearly he was having a breakdown. I was cruel to him. I was dismissive, and I made him feel ashamed. I have not seen Muhammad since that day. It has been more than a year. More than a year, and I do not know what happened to him. I do not know if he is still alive. I do not know if he gave up on his faith. I do not know if he is still trying to warn people, or if I succeeded in silencing him. There was also a woman named Fatima. She came to me one day after prayers. She looked worried. She looked like something was weighing on her. She came to me because her daughter was very anxious about the future. Her daughter, whose name was Aisha, She was a young woman, maybe 22 years old, smart and educated. She felt something coming. She could not explain it clearly to her mother, but she felt it in her body. She felt it in her mind. She was afraid. She was having trouble sleeping at night. She was worried all the time. She would wake up in the middle of the night from bad dreams. She would feel her heart racing and her hands sweating. Fatima asked me what she should do. Should they be worried about something? Was Aisha right to be concerned? Was her daughter being foolish, or was there something real to what she was feeling? And I told Fatima that young people are always anxious these days. I told her that it is because of social media and the news and all the scary things they see on the internet. I told her that Aisha was just sensitive and emotional because that is what young women are. I told her that Aisha just needed to have more faith and stop consuming so much media. I told her that everything would be fine if they just trusted in God and did not listen to all the fear and negativity around them. I told her to tell her daughter to pray more and to stop worrying so much. Fatima looked at me with such disappointment in her eyes, such sadness. I can still see that look now, but she believed me because I was the imam. I was supposed to know these things. I was the spiritual leader. I was the one who was supposed to understand God and understand what God was doing in the world. There were others, many others over the years. People who came to me with concern in their hearts, with something in their spirits that was telling them to get ready for something. People who felt something was coming. And I turned them all away with the same message. Stop worrying. Have faith. Do not spread fear. Trust in God and everything will be okay. You are being foolish. You are being overly emotional. You are being paranoid. And that morning, lying in my bed, I was remembering all of these people. I was feeling the weight of it, heavy like a stone sitting on my chest, the weight of having closed my ears and my heart to what God was trying to tell them through their experiences, the weight of my arrogance, the weight of my certainty that I knew better, that I knew the ways of God better than these people who were actually experiencing something. And then something happened. I cannot describe it properly with words. There is no word in any language that I know that can describe what I experienced. It was not like a dream because I was completely awake. It was not like a hallucination because it was more real than anything I have ever experienced. It was like the walls of my bedroom disappeared. It was like my consciousness suddenly expanded beyond the boundaries of my body. It was like I was suddenly aware of something much bigger and much more real than the physical world I have always believed was the only reality. I did not see anything with my eyes. My eyes were open, and I was lying there looking at my ceiling. But at the same time, I was seeing something else. I was aware of multiple layers of reality all at once. I was seeing this moment, and other moments, and past moments, and future moments. I was seeing the earth as something alive, something conscious, something that is suffering from a terrible sickness, something that is dying from what humans have done to it. And there was a presence in that room with me. I was not alone. Something was with me, not something that I could touch or see in a normal way. But I could feel it so clearly. It was real. It was powerful. It was serious. It was not angry toward me, but it was firm, and it was unmistakably real. It was more real than my own body. And then, without any sound, without any voice that I heard with my ears, knowledge started to come into me. Information was pouring into my mind like water being poured into a vessel. It was like learning something directly, without anyone having to speak words to me. It was like remembering something that I had always known, but had somehow forgotten a long time ago. I was shown that there is a planet. It exists. It is real. Science calls it Planet X or Nibiru or other names. This planet exists, and it is moving through space, and it is on a path that will bring it very close to our sun. Very close. Closer than it has come in a very long time. When it comes close to our sun, when it moves between our sun and our earth, it will block the light. It will block the sun completely. The light from the sun will be completely blocked by this planet. And I was shown that this will happen 3 times, 3 separate times during the coming months, not continuously, not for 3 months straight, but 3 separate days. 1 day in March, 1 day in April, and 1 day in June. Each time will last for different amounts of time. The first one will last many hours. The second one will last many hours. The third one will last many hours. But each time the earth will be plunged into total darkness, complete darkness, the kind of darkness where you cannot see your hand in front of your face. The first darkness will come in March, very soon, maybe even in the next few weeks. It is coming fast. The second will come in April, a month later, and the third in June. And between these 3 days, there will be increasing signs that something is happening. The sky will start to change color. There will be strange lights, aurora lights that stretch across the sky in colors that people have never seen before, colors that do not normally exist in nature. There will be sounds coming from the earth itself, from the ground beneath people's feet. Sounds like groaning, like the earth is in pain, like the earth is crying out. And there will be earthquakes, not small ones that you barely feel, big ones, very big ones. The earth will shake and shake and shake. Buildings will crack and fall. Roads will split open. Bridges will collapse. People will be afraid, so very afraid. I was shown what will happen when the first darkness comes. On that day in March, when the darkness falls, everything will stop. All the electricity will stop working. All of it. Every machine that depends on electricity will stop. The computers will go dead instantly. The phones will stop working. People will have no way to communicate with anyone. The internet will disappear. No more connection to the outside world. The power plants will shut down. The water treatment plants will shut down. Water will stop flowing from the taps. Transportation will stop. The cars will stop. The trains will stop. The buses will stop. The airplanes will fall from the sky. Everything that modern life depends on will simply stop working. For the first few hours, people will think it is a mistake, a temporary power outage. They will think the power will come back on in a few minutes or a few hours. They will wait. But as the hours pass and the hours turn into many hours, people will start to panic. Real panic. The kind of panic that comes from realizing that something very big is happening, something that they cannot understand or control. And during these times of darkness, there will be danger, real danger that I was shown. There will be spirits, there will be forces that are not physical, but are very real and very present, and they will be moving on the earth. People will see things in the darkness. They will hear things, voices calling out, footsteps, strange sounds. They will feel fear so deep, so profound that their hearts will stop beating. Many, many people will die from fear alone. Their hearts will simply stop because the fear is so overwhelming that their bodies cannot handle it. But there is more to this. There is more to this. The presence was showing me this very clearly. This is happening for a reason, not as punishment exactly, but as correction, as intervention. The earth is sick. Humanity has poisoned the earth. The air is toxic with chemicals and pollution. The water is filled with chemicals and poisons and plastics. The soil is dying from all the pesticides. And not just the earth itself, but the way humans live, the way they treat each other, the hatred, the cruelty, the destruction, the greed. It is all destroying the world and destroying people's souls. God is stopping everything because it has to stop. The system that humans have built, the economic system, the social system, the way that power and money flow through the world. It has to be interrupted. It has to be broken so that people can see what they have been doing, so that they can see that the things they have been depending on are not real, so that they can understand that they have been worshiping false gods. I was shown in detail what will happen to the economy when the power goes out and stays out for many hours during the first darkness in March. The systems that run the economy will crash, catastrophically. The banks will not be able to access their computers. All the money will be frozen. No one will be able to access their bank accounts. Money transfers will not work. People will not be able to pay for things with credit cards or online transfers. Stock markets will stop trading. Trillions of dollars in value will be lost. Businesses will not be able to operate. Factories will shut down. Stores will not be able to function without electricity. The checkout machines will not work. The lights will not work. The refrigeration will not work. People will not be able to buy things. The supply chain will break. Food will not be delivered to stores. Fuel will not be pumped into cars. Trucks will not be able to move. Planes will not be able to fly. Ships will not be able to navigate. And when power comes back on, things will not just go back to normal. The crashes will have caused damage to the systems. Computer systems will have to be rebuilt. Data will be lost. The systems will have to be carefully brought back online. But in the meantime, there will be chaos. Real chaos. People will start to panic. They will rush to stores and try to take everything they can carry. There will be fighting. There will be fighting. There will be stealing. People will lose control of themselves. The police will not be able to control everything because they will also be confused and afraid. The economy will be severely damaged after the first darkness. Stock markets will fall sharply. Companies will fail. Many companies will not be able to survive. People will lose their jobs. Millions of people will lose their jobs. Retirement savings will be affected. People who thought they were rich will suddenly find that their money is worth much less. People who thought they were secure will suddenly be afraid about how they will survive. Parents will not know how they will feed their children. People will lose their homes because they cannot pay the mortgages. When the second darkness comes in April, the economy will be further damaged. More crashes, more failures, more job losses. By the time the third darkness comes in June, the entire economic system will be in collapse. It will not recover. The world will not go back to the way it was. The system is finished. I was shown the effects on society. People will turn on each other. Neighbors who were friendly will fight over resources. Families will be separated. Some will be at work when the darkness falls. Some will be at home. Some will be on the road trying to get home. Some will be on airplanes. Some will be in trains. Some will be in hospitals. People will be scattered and separated. Many will try to get home and will fail. They will be trapped wherever they are. Many will die in accidents because there will be no lights and no power for traffic signals. Planes will fall from the sky. Trains will stop on the tracks and people will be trapped in them in the darkness with no light and no way out. Cars will crash into each other in the darkness. People will be killed on the roads. There will be pile-ups of crashed cars for miles. People will become tribal. Groups will form. Groups of people who know each other will gather together. People who live on the same street will try to protect what they have. They will not trust outsiders. There will be groups of people going from house to house looking for food and supplies. There will be violence, real violence. There will be murders. There will be rape. There will be desperation and cruelty. People will do things that they never thought they would do. Good people will do bad things because they are desperate to survive. The hospitals will fill with people who are injured or sick. But without electricity, the hospitals cannot operate. They cannot run their machines. They cannot keep medicines cold. They cannot perform surgeries. People will die who could have been saved if there had been electricity and modern medicine. Babies will be born with no medical help and no sterile equipment. Mothers will die in childbirth. People will have strokes and heart attacks, and there will be no way to save them. People with diabetes will die because there will be no insulin. People with asthma will die because there will be no inhalers. The death toll will be enormous. The government will try to maintain order, but they will be overwhelmed. The police will not have enough people. The military will be stretched too thin trying to maintain order in different places. There will be curfews. There will be martial law in some places. There will be soldiers on the streets. And there will still be chaos because the chaos is too big to control. The system will be breaking down. I was shown spiritual things too. This is very important to understand. The darkness is not just physical darkness. There is spiritual significance to it. During these times, the spiritual dimension becomes more visible. The barrier between the physical world and the spiritual world becomes thin. People who have been living in denial about God, about the spiritual reality, they will be forced to face it. They will feel fear that comes from deep in their soul. They will know that something from outside the physical world is present. They will feel it, and this will terrify many of them. But for those who believe in God, who have faith, who pray during these times, they will feel something different. They will feel protected. They will feel a presence that is not dark, but is light. They will feel peace and safety even though everything around them is chaos and violence. This peace will protect them. It will keep their hearts from stopping. It will keep them from losing their minds when everyone around them is going insane with fear. People who know God, people who turn to God during these times, they will have a strength that other people do not have. They will be able to help others. They will be able to comfort people who are afraid. They will be able to keep their families together. They will be able to survive because their faith is giving them something real to hold on to when everything physical is falling apart. I was shown that many people will die, not just from accidents or from heart attacks caused by fear, but many will simply give up. They will lose hope. They will feel that the world is ending and that there is no point to continuing to try. Some will take their own lives. Some will simply lie down and refuse to eat or drink and will die from despair. Some will wander into the darkness outside and will be killed by the spiritual forces moving in the darkness. But I was also shown that some people will survive these 3 days of darkness. Some will survive all 3. And when they survive, they will be changed, fundamentally changed. They will understand that what they thought was real is not real. They will understand that they are not in control. They will understand that God is real, and that God is powerful, and that God is in control. And they will understand that the only thing that matters, the only thing that is real, is whether they are right with God, whether they have faith in God, whether they have surrendered their lives to God. And I was shown that there is a resurrection. During the 3rd darkness, during the one in June, there will be something that the old books talk about. The dead will rise. Graves will open. The earth will literally erupt as the dead come out of the ground. I was shown this clearly. I saw it, not with my physical eyes, but I saw it with a kind of inner vision that was more real and more clear than my physical eyes could ever make. Graves opening, the earth shaking and cracking open like an eggshell. And the righteous dead, those who believed in God and lived with God, they will come out of their graves. They will be alive again. And at the same time, some of the living people, those who truly believed, those who were faithful and who did not give in to the darkness or the fear or the temptation to turn away from God, some of them will be transformed. Their physical bodies will change. They will be changed into something new, something spiritual. They will be taken up. They will not stay on this earth anymore. But others, people who were lukewarm, people who claimed to believe but lived in sin, they will be left behind. And this will be their chance to truly repent and to really turn to God. And some of them will do that, and it will cost them everything. Because after the darkness ends and the power comes back on, the world will be different, very different. The people who've been making money from the system, the wealthy people, the powerful people, they will want to rebuild the system. They will want to continue the same way that things were before, and they will use any means they need to use. There will be those who receive a mark that allows them to buy and sell, a mark that is needed to participate in the new system. And those who refuse the mark, who refuse to bow to the system that is being rebuilt, they will not be able to survive in that system. They will not be able to buy food. They will not be able to buy medicine. They will not be able to buy anything. They will have to give their lives for what they believe in. And some will do that, and they will die for their faith in God. But their reward will be eternal life with God. But all of that is after the darkness ends. During the darkness, the most important thing is to survive and to stay faithful and to turn to God. I was shown practical things too. Important practical things about how to prepare. People need to prepare. They need to gather food that does not need to be cooked or refrigerated. They need to gather dried foods, canned foods, things that will keep. They need to gather water, a lot of water, more than they think they need, because without electricity, water treatment will stop, and water will become scarce, and people will become very sick if they do not have clean water. They will need to drink water to survive. They will need water for their families. They need to get candles, many candles, white candles, and oil lamps and refined oil, because during the darkness, they will need light to stay sane. Darkness for many hours without any light at all. It will drive people crazy. It will make them lose their minds. They will need some light so they can see, and so they can move around, and so they can keep hope. They need to cover their windows. They need to block out the darkness so that they cannot see what is happening outside, because there will be things moving in the darkness outside, spiritual things, forces that are not physical. And if people see them, if they look at them, if they watch them, the fear will be too much. The presence showed me this clearly. Do not look outside. Keep the windows covered. Stay inside. Stay with your family or with your community. Stay in groups. Do not go outside alone. Do not go outside at all, if you can help it. They need blankets and warm clothes because even though the temperature will be controlled, the earth will be cold. The presence showed me this clearly. 55 degrees Fahrenheit, not freezing, but very cold. And without heat, without being able to use heaters, people will be very cold. They need medicines if they have medical conditions. They need insulin if they are diabetic. They need heart medicine if they have heart disease. They need any medicines that they might need to survive, because there will be no pharmacies. There will be no hospitals that can help them. If they do not have what they need to survive medically, they will die. They need to know how to purify water. They need to understand that when the treatment plants stop, the water will not be safe. They need to know how to boil water or how to use purification tablets if they have them. They need to gather money in cash, physical cash, because the banks will not work during the darkness, and even when they come back online, the systems might not work right away. Having physical money might help them buy things in those first days when the system is trying to come back online. But here's what is most important. The most important thing. They need to prepare their hearts. They need to pray. They need to pray and pray and pray. They need to read the holy books. They need to understand that this is happening and that God is behind it, and that if they turn to God and trust in God, they will survive. Not just survive. They will be transformed. They will be changed. They will be part of something new, something that is eternal, something that lasts forever. When the presence was showing me all of this, I was not afraid. I was overwhelmed. I was crying. I was shaking. But I was not afraid, because I understood. I understood clearly that this is about God saving people. This is about waking people up. This is about ending the system that is destroying the earth and destroying people's souls. This is about God's mercy. This is about God's love. And then the presence was gone. The knowledge stopped pouring into me. And I was just lying there in my bed, shaking like I had a fever, covered in sweat and tears. My face was wet. My hands were shaking so badly I could not hold them still. And I knew completely and without any doubt that what I had experienced was real. It was not my imagination. It was not a dream. It was something true and something that changed me forever. I got up from my bed. My legs were very weak. I could barely walk. I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror and I did not recognize myself. My face was different. It was like something had changed in me at a very deep level. I looked like someone who had seen something that changed him forever. Because I had. My eyes looked different. Like I had seen something that no one else had seen. I went to my wife. I told her everything. I told her without hiding anything. I told her the complete truth of what I had experienced. And she listened. She did not interrupt me. She did not think I was crazy. She listened. She cried with me. And then she told me something that shocked me completely. She said that she had been having her own experiences. She said that she had been dreaming about darkness. She said that in her dreams she could see the earth shaking and the sky lighting up with colors that do not exist in this world, colors that are not part of normal nature. She said that she had been afraid to tell me because she thought I would think she was being foolish, because she knew I did not believe in such things. But now she knew. She knew that what she had been experiencing was real. God had been trying to tell us. God had been trying to prepare us, and we had been deaf to it. We had not been listening. We sat together for a long time that morning. We did not talk very much at first. We just sat, and we held each other, and we cried. And then we prayed. We prayed, and we asked God for forgiveness. I asked God for forgiveness for all the times I had turned people away. I asked God for forgiveness for being so sure of myself that I had closed myself off to what God was trying to tell people. I asked God for forgiveness for my arrogance, for my pride, for thinking that I knew better than the people who were actually experiencing what God was showing them. And then I made a decision that would change everything. I decided that I would find Muhammad. I would tell him that he was right all along. I would ask him to forgive me for how I had treated him, and I would tell him that we need to work together now, that we need to help people prepare, that we need to warn people, that we need to tell them what is coming. It took me 2 days to find him. We went to the mosque and we asked around. We talked to people who knew him. Someone finally told us where he was living. We went to his house. He was surprised to see me. Very surprised. His space was guarded. He did not trust me. He did not want to let us in at first. The door was open only a crack, and he looked at me through the crack like he was suspicious of me. But I begged him. I told him that I needed to talk to him, that it was important, that I was sorry for what I had done to him. We sat in his living room, and I told him everything. I told him about my experience on March 3rd. I told him that he had been right all along. I told him that God had been speaking to him and that I had been wrong to silence him. I told him that I was sorry, that I was deeply sorry for hurting him. Muhammad started to cry. He held his head in his hands and he cried. His whole body shook with tears. When he could speak, his voice was full of emotion. He told me that he had almost given up. He said that after I had rejected him so harshly, he had stopped believing in his own experiences. He said that I, the imam, the person he trusted, had made him doubt himself. He said that he had started to think maybe he was crazy. He said that he had almost given up on warning people. He said that my coming to him, my admission that I was wrong, it had confirmed everything for him. It had given him back his faith. And then he did something that changed everything for me. He took me to his room and he showed me a notebook, a large notebook that he had been filling with writing for more than a year. In this notebook, he had written down everything that God had shown him. Everything. The visions, the dreams, the messages, the warnings, all of it. And I read through it, and it matched what I had experienced. Everything matched. The 3 days of darkness. One in March, one in April, one in June. The earthquakes. The spiritual danger. The protection for those who pray. The resurrection. The transformation. All of it. Everything matched perfectly. Muhammad had been keeping this record for more than a year. He had been documenting everything that God had shown him, and he had kept it secret because I had convinced him that nobody would believe him, that he would be labeled as crazy, but now he could share it. Now we could work together. We spent the whole night talking. We sat and we talked until the sun came up. We talked about what people needed to do. We talked about how to tell them in a way that they would listen. We talked about the economy and what would happen to it. We talked about how society would change. We talked about how people needed to prepare, not just physically, but spiritually. We talked about what faith really means. We talked about what it means to truly trust in God. Muhammad told me something that was very important, something that I needed to understand. He said that the darkness is not the end. It is a reset. It is God pressing the restart button on the world. He said that after the darkness ends and the power comes back on, the world will not go back to the way it was. The old system will be broken. The old way of doing things will not work anymore. The old world will be finished. He said that is why people need to prepare now, not just to survive the 3 days of darkness, but to prepare for what comes after. Because after the darkness ends, there will be a new world, and people need to be ready to be part of that new world. They need to be people who have faith in God, because faith in God will be the only thing that matters. I need to talk now about something that will happen during the darkness that is important to understand. I was shown this by the presence. I saw it clearly. During the darkness, people will see things. They will see visions. Some visions will be terrifying. Some will be beautiful. Some will show people things about themselves, things about their sins, things about their mistakes. Some will show people things about God, things about God's love. things about God's power. And people will make choices based on what they see. Some will give up their faith. Some will deepen their faith. Some will turn to God for the first time. And all of these choices will matter. They will determine what happens to people in the time after the darkness ends. During the first darkness in March, it will be about fear. People will face their fear and either overcome it or be consumed by it. Will they run to God or will they run away? They will be tested. Their faith will be tested. Their courage will be tested. People will discover things about themselves. They will discover whether they are weak or strong. They will discover whether they truly have faith or whether their faith is just words that they say. Many will fail this test, but some will pass. Some will turn to God with their whole hearts. Some will pray like they have never prayed before, and God will protect them. During the second darkness in April, it will be about understanding. People will understand things. They will understand what the world really is. They will understand that they have been living in illusion. They will understand that God is real and powerful and in control. They will understand the truth, and this understanding will change them. Some will be changed for the better. Some will turn from their evil ways. Some will seek forgiveness from God. Some will make peace with their families. Some will stop worrying about money and power and start worrying about their souls. But some will be angry. Some will be bitter. Some will blame God. Some will blame God. During the third darkness in June, it will be about transformation. This is when the dead will rise. This is when the faithful will be transformed. This is when the final choice will be made. This is when everything changes forever. This is when the old world ends. This is when the new world begins. After this darkness, nothing will ever be the same again. The resurrection will happen. The transformation will happen. People will see things that no human has ever seen before. They will experience things that are beyond their understanding, and their lives will be forever changed. Between these three darknesses, there will be time. Time to prepare, time to get food and water, time to get supplies, time to pray, time to gather your family and your community, time to understand that this is really happening and that you need to be ready. Time is short, but there is still time. And this is what makes this message so urgent. This is not something that might happen. This is something that will happen. I know it is real because I experienced something that is more real than anything I have ever experienced in my physical life. And when you experience something like that, when something enters your consciousness that is more real than your own body, you cannot deny it. You cannot explain it away. You cannot pretend it did not happen. So I am telling you, I am telling everyone who will listen, something is coming. There will be 3 days of darkness. One in March, one in April, one in June. During these times, everything will stop. The electricity will stop. The economy will stop. Society will fall apart. People will die. But people who prepare and who have faith in God will survive, and they will be changed. They will be part of something new, something eternal. And I am asking you, I am begging you, please listen to this message. Please take it seriously. Please do not dismiss it like I dismissed Muhammad. Please prepare yourself and your family. Please get food and water. Please get candles and oil. Please cover your windows. Please prepare your heart. Please turn to God. Please pray. Let me tell you something important about money and survival. Money is important. Having physical cash will help you in those first days after the power comes back on. Having food and water will keep you alive. Having medicine will help you if you are sick. These things matter. These things are real. But they are not the most important thing. The most important thing is your relationship with God. The most important thing is your faith. The most important thing is whether you are right with God, a person who has everything, who has plenty of food and water and medicine and money, but who has no faith in God. That person will not survive the darkness. Their heart will stop from fear. Their mind will break from the psychological terror. They will not make it through. But a person who has very little, who has minimal food and water, but who has strong faith in God, that person will survive. God will protect them. God will provide for them. God will give them the strength to endure. God will sustain them through the darkness. This is the most important thing that I can tell you. Faith is more important than food. Hope is more important than money. Your relationship with God is more important than your survival. So yes, prepare physically. Get supplies. Get food and water. Get candles. These things matter. But more than that, prepare your heart. Turn your life toward God. Seek God with your whole heart. Pray, read the holy books. Understand that God is real and God is powerful and God is in control. The financial system that exists now will be destroyed during the darkness. Banks will fail. Money will lose value. Investments will disappear. Insurance will not cover the damages. Retirement accounts will be worthless. The stock market will crash. Currencies will fail. The economic order that humans have built will be destroyed. When the power comes back on and the rebuilding starts, there will be a new financial system. A system that is controlled by the powerful people. A system that marks people. A system that monitors people. A system where you cannot buy or sell without the approval of those in power. And people will have to choose. Accept the system or refuse the system. Accept the mark or refuse the mark. Accept the control or refuse the control. This is why what happens during the 3 days of darkness is so important. The choices that people make during those 3 days will determine what they choose in the time after. If people turn to God during the darkness, if they experience the presence of God, if they understand that God is more real than anything material, then when they are offered the mark in the system, they will refuse. They will be willing to suffer. They will be willing to die. But they will not bow down to the system. They will not accept the mark. But if people do not turn to God during the darkness, if they just focus on physical survival, if they do not experience the presence of God, then when they are offered the mark and the system, many will accept. They will accept it because they think it is the only way to survive. They will accept it because they are afraid. They will accept it because they are desperate. This is why the spiritual preparation is more important than the physical preparation. This is why I am telling you to pray and to turn to God and to seek God with your whole heart, because time is very short, and what is coming is very real. I have experienced it. I know. This is not a game. This is not entertainment. This is the truth, and I am risking everything to tell you this. I have lost my position as an imam. Many people in my community are angry with me, but I do not care anymore. I only care about telling the truth, and the truth is that something is coming, and people need to know. Let me tell you something about what happens after the third darkness ends. After June, the world will come back into light. The sun will shine again. But everything will be different. The technology will have to be repaired. The systems will have to be rebuilt. But here is what is important. The people who survived, the people who kept their faith, the people who prayed, they will be different. They will have experienced something that no one else will understand. They will have seen the hand of God. They will have felt the presence of God in a way that is undeniable. And they will have to make a choice about what kind of world they want to build. Do they want to rebuild the same system that was destroying the earth? Do they want to go back to worshiping money and power? Or do they want to build something new? Something based on faith in God. Something based on community and cooperation instead of competition and greed. Some will choose to rebuild the old system. Some will choose to build something new, and this choice will determine what happens next. This choice will determine the future of the world. The people in power will try to maintain control. They will try to use the technology that comes back online to control people. They will use surveillance. They will use tracking systems. They will create a system where people cannot buy or sell without permission. They will mark people with a system that identifies them and tracks them. And people will have to decide, will they accept this mark? Will they accept this system? Or will they refuse? And those who refuse will be persecuted. They will not be able to buy food. They will not be able to get medicine. They will not be able to survive in the normal system. But they will have something more valuable than food or medicine. They will have their faith. They will have their souls, and their reward will be eternal life with God. But I am telling you this not to make you afraid. I am telling you this so that you can prepare, so that you can know what is coming, so that when these things happen, you will not be surprised. You will not be confused. You will know that this is what I told you would happen, and you will have time to prepare. You will have time to gather what you need. You will have time to turn to God. You will have time to decide what kind of person you want to be when the darkness comes, because that is what this is really about. This is not about the 3 days of darkness. This is about what kind of person you are. Are you faithful or are you faithless? Are you courageous or are you cowardly? Are you willing to trust God or are you trusting in the things of this world? Are you willing to give up everything for faith in God or are you clinging to this world? These are the real questions, and the darkness will answer them. The darkness will show you who you really are. It will strip away all the pretenses. It will show you what is really in your heart. So I am asking you again, please prepare. Please listen to what I am telling you. Please take it seriously. Please do not dismiss it. Please do not ignore it. Because I have experienced something that is more real than my own body. I have felt the presence of God. I have been shown the truth. And I am telling you this truth with everything that is in me. I want you to understand something about what I have done. I have given up everything. I was respected in my community. I was a leader. I had status and honor. I had a good position and good income. And I have given all of that up. I have given it up to tell you this message. To tell you the truth. Many people think I have gone crazy. Many people are angry with me. My family is confused. My colleagues are disappointed, but I do not regret my decision. Because I have experienced the truth. And once you have experienced the truth like that, once you have felt the presence of God like that, you cannot stay silent. You have to tell others. You have to warn them. You have to give them a chance to prepare. So I am risking everything. My reputation, my job, my standing in my community, my relationships with people who have known me for many years. I am risking all of that because I have to tell you this message. Because I have to warn you. Because I have experienced something that tells me that what I have been shown is real and is coming. You might think that I am crazy. You might think that I have lost my mind. You might think that I am delusional or that I have experienced some kind of mental breakdown. That is okay. You can think whatever you want, but I know that what I experienced is real. I know that what I was shown is real, and I know that it is coming. You can choose to believe me or you can choose not to believe me. That is your choice. I cannot force you to believe me. I cannot force you to prepare. I cannot force you to turn to God. That is up to you. But I am telling you what I know to be true, and I am asking you to listen. I am asking you to take it seriously. I am asking you to prepare. You can believe me or you cannot believe me. That is your choice. But I am telling you that I know this is true. And I am telling you that you need to know this too, and you need to prepare. God bless you. Please listen. Please prepare. Please turn to God. Time is very short. The darkness is coming. It is coming soon, very soon. And when it comes, you want to be ready. You want to have faith in God. You want to have hope. You want to have your family with you. You want to have food and water and light. But most importantly, you want to have your heart turned toward God. You want to have your relationship with God solid and strong, because that is what will save you. That is what will carry you through. The time for preparation is now, not tomorrow, not next week. Now, today, this moment. Start preparing today. Start praying today. Start praying today. Start turning your heart toward God today, because the darkness is coming and time is running out.